Hello, welcome to the daily English news program on Azərbaycan Televiziya with the most important events of the day. I'm your host, İlham Məmmədov. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, İlham received co-chair of Israel-Azerbaijan Joint Intergovernmental Commission, Minister of Tourism of Israel, Yoel Razvozov.
Noting the successful development of relations between the two countries, the President underlines the importance of the Azerbaijani trade mission in Israel and the opening of a tourism center. President İlham noted that the reciprocal visits had also contributed to the development of bilateral relations. Pointing to the economic relations, the head of state emphasized the importance of cooperation in the energy sector, noting that Azerbaijan was one of Israel's most important oil suppliers. President İlham said that Azerbaijan had already invested extensively in renewable energy, adding that Israeli companies were also interested in this field. The president hailed the good potential for cooperation in this area. Noting the experience of Israeli companies in the field of high technologies, the head of state said that there were good opportunities for cooperation in this area. President İlham praised the involvement of Israeli companies in the restoration and reconstruction work underway in the liberated territories. The head of state also pointed out the many years of successful cooperation between the two countries in the military technical sphere. President İlham highlighted the role of diasporas in the development of bilateral relations both in Azerbaijan and Israel, emphasizing that representatives of the two peoples had lived in friendship for centuries. The president also noted that Azerbaijan appreciates the participation and courage of members of the Jewish community in the First and Second Armenia-Azerbaijan wars. Co-chair of Israel-Azerbaijan Joint Intergovernmental Commission, Minister of Tourism of Israel, Yoel Razvozov, first congratulated the president on the beginning of Ramadan. Pointing to the beauty of Azerbaijan, the minister expressed his satisfaction that for many years there have been ties of friendship and mutual understanding between the two peoples. He said Israel appreciates the peace and tranquility of the Jewish community in Azerbaijan, describing it as an exemplary country in this regard. Israel has always supported the territorial integrity of Azerbaijan. We welcome the restoration of the territorial integrity of your country. This is very important. The minister said and expressed hope that talks between Armenia and Azerbaijan would be successful and contribute to strengthening of stability in the region. Yoel Razvozov expressed the Israeli company's keenness to get involved in various fields in the liberated territories of Azerbaijan, including in agriculture, smart cities, energy, water supply, etc. Describing Azerbaijan as a very attractive country for doing business, the Israeli tourism minister said that the existence of safe and secure conditions for business in the country was beneficial for Israeli companies. Yoel Razvozov emphasized that this year marks the 30th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between Azerbaijan and Israel.
Azerbaijan's national statement was presented at the 214th session of the UNESCO Executive Board. It was stated that Azerbaijan had been subjected to armed aggression by Armenia for about 30 years. Once quite prosperous Azerbaijani territories reaching cultural and natural heritage have been destroyed. After the end of the armed conflict, Azerbaijan entered the phase of reconstruction and reintegration. Azerbaijan continues to cooperate with the international community, including relevant UN specialized agencies and institutions, in large-scale rehabilitation and reconstruction efforts. It is looking forward to UNESCO's contribution in this direction. The Azerbaijani government is interested in hosting an independent and impartial technical mission from UNESCO to assess the state of cultural heritage in the country. Secretary General of the Council of Europe, Maria Pejčinović-Burić, presented the new action plan of the organization for Azerbaijan for 2022-2025. The opening session was attended by Justice Minister Rövşən Məmmədov, high-level representatives of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Council of Europe's office in Baku, beneficiary organizations and members of the international community. The action plan is intended to support the country's efforts to honor its obligations as a member state of the Council of Europe. It serves to bring the legislation in line with European and international standards, enhance institutional capacities, introduce best practices, and ultimately to improve living standards of the citizens of Azerbaijan. An annual report by the body exercising administrative oversight over the activities of municipalities in Azerbaijan was discussed at the plenary session of the Milli Meclis. Deputy Justice Minister Vilayat Zahirov said that last year an administrative violation protocol had been drawn up against 90 municipal officials and sent to court. According to these protocols, 75 municipality chairs were brought to administrative responsibility, 5 protocols were terminated, and 10 are under consideration. Another noteworthy point is the implementation of administrative oversight over 80,000 municipal acts in 2021. According to the Deputy Minister, materials on 27 facts had been sent to Prosecutor's Office. The report was put to vote and then adopted. The meeting also discussed the draft laws on licenses and permits, state duty, privatization of state assets. At the meeting, where a total of 17 bills were discussed, Speaker of the Milli Məclis Sahiba Gafarova informed about the business and official visits that took place last week. More human remains were found in Farukh village of Khojalı district. It should be noted that last week, servicemen of the Azerbaijani army found human remains during excavation works conducted on the territory of Farukh village. In accordance with the combat training plan for 2022 approved by the Minister of Defense, rocket and artillery units of the land forces fulfilled firing tasks from multiple launch rocket systems. According to the plan, the units providing fire support left the points of permanent deployment to the assembly area and took reserve firing and starting positions. During the exercises held in accordance with real combat conditions, the personnel successfully accomplished the task of detecting and destroying imaginary enemy targets with accurate fire. The main objective of the exercises is to improve the management skills of rocket and artillery units, increase the knowledge and skills of servicemen, plan activities during combat operations, and organize interoperability with other types of troops, taking into account the experience gained during the Patriotic War. That was all for the day. Thank you for being with us. Goodbye.